Well, hey, hi, hello everyone. So this is video 3 for the day. It's my day off, so I am making the most of it before I have to do the boring stuff. So, I'm going to do a top 5 Wednesday video. So, top 5 Wednesday is a good Goodreads group, obviously, and a YouTube thingy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in my head today. But anyways, so I guess this month is kind of a wild card kind of thing. So basically, we've been told to maybe go back and do topics that we missed. Or maybe, something like that. I might redo one or two, I don't know. But this is one that I did miss. I don't remember doing this one. So basically, it's kind of like a top 5 Wednesday we rewind. Okay. So the topic I picked for today, for this Wednesday, is books with a deep, serious, or heavy topic. And there's quite a few of them because if you noticed from my channel and such, I sometimes tend to pick kind of depressing books, but they're good. At least I think so. So, at number 5, and the reason I'm putting it at number 5 is because it's not as heavy as some of the other stuff, but I would have to say Harry Potter. Like, especially the first one. I mean, I know the other ones get darker, but I haven't read all of them, but just think about the first one, okay? Harry is an 11-year-old kid whose parents are dead. He lives with his aunt and uncle who basically hate him for reasons he does not know. And then he finds out he's a wizard. So this kid, his parents are dead. He's basically mentally abused. He's been lied to. Yeah, that's some heavy stuff for a kid to take. And then to find out how your parents really died, that you've been lied to about that, and and then there's the whole prejudice in the wizarding world and things with, house elves and muggles and all that other stuff. Yeah, I think even the first Harry Potter has some kind of deep stuff. Number 4, I would say Speak. Speak is a book by Laurie Halse Anderson. It's been out for a while. Like, it was out when I was younger, and I think before that. And once in a while, it'll pop up on people's channels and talking about certain subjects and everything. Basically, it deals with sexual assault and a girl being basically alienated by her friends after she calls the cops on this party. And the thing is, why it makes number 4 is it is a good read. In some ways, it's a slow read. If you're looking for something that's fast and action-packed, that's definitely not it. But I think it focuses more on Melinda herself and what happens to her and the things she goes through. Because it really doesn't go into detail about the incident that happened, but the book is basically based around that incident and how she handles it, which is definitely a deep subject. And yeah, this is a book that I think everyone definitely should read. It's really good. They did a decent movie on it. It was like one of those made-for-TV movies with what's her name, Kirsten Stewart. Like, she wasn't bad in that. Number 3, I am going to say A Monster Calls. So, Monster Calls is about a boy named Connor whose mother has cancer. And of course, cancer books are always on the deep subject. The Fault in Our Stars could have fit in this one too because it does deal with a lot of that. But I think it's like really deep and a hard subject when you're dealing with a child, because Connor is, I think he was 12 or something like that. I can't honestly remember. But he was a little kid. He wasn't even a teenager yet. So he's basically this kid dealing with all this crap. Because his parents are divorced. And then there's this whole monster thing he's dealing with. So yeah, just the whole trauma of that. Of just, feeling like the world is collapsing. That's deep for a lot of people, especially kids. And if you haven't read A Monster Calls yet, it may not be the most perfect book, but it's definitely a book worth reading. At number 2, I obviously have to put in my favorites and my favorite trilogy. I would definitely say the first book in the HD trilogy, but honestly, all 3 of them deal with things such as the death of children, the division among people of different social statuses and everything between the poor and the wealthy. The value of life, the fact that people in certain areas basically starve to death. Then you get to things like Mockingjay, which have stuff, basically what you would call in some ways a form of PTSD and violence and such, and things like that. So it's kind of hard to just pick the one book, but I think that one definitely starts it all. But the last one, even though we all hate the endings, it still had a lot of that in there. And then finally at number 1, I'll have to pick another absolute favorite that I've talked about on this channel before, and it was one of the first books that really sucked me in to loving it, and it's one of the first books that I loved from the very first page. And this is another book that is beautifully written, but terribly sad and also terrifying in many ways. And that is The Lovely Bones, which is about a girl who tells her story from the afterlife after she has been murdered by a neighbor and her family is basically falling apart. So that deals with grief, loss, kidnapping, I guess. Like he trapped her, I guess. But yes, a form of that. Yeah. Just all the devastation.
Yeah, you did this in front of you, right?
What? Hold on. I'll just say goodbye. Bye-bye.